What's up guys, Leo here on Master Mathematics, and today we're going to be learning about ratio. Let's go! So, like I said, today we're going to be learning about ratio. We've got different ratios though, so let's go through the first ratio question. Okay, this is called ratio, reducing ratio to their simplest form. What I mean by that is, let's give an example of reducing ratio to simplest form. For example, you have 15 to 18. Both are divisible by 3. So, what we do is, we divide them by 3, which equals 5 to 6. This is the simplest form. If you could divide 5 to 6, then that would be the simplest form. But due to you cannot divide 5 to 6, this is the simplest form. If you could divide it, but you don't want to have a decimal, you want to have a whole number. So, if you want to have a whole number, then this is the simplest form. This is the second ratio, which is solve ratio with decimals. For example, if you have 2.4 to 3.6, and we want to simplify this. First, we put them into normal numbers, whole numbers, by doing 2.4 times 10 and 3.6 times 10, which here you could see equals 24 to 36. We simplify this by dividing it by 12, which is 2 to 3. 2 to 3 is the simplest form. Like we said, we want simplest form in whole numbers, not decimals. So due to whole numbers, this is the simplest form. The second ratio is simplifying it to fractions, so simplifying ratios to fractions. Let's solve this one. 5 over 4 to 7 over 2. First, we need to get them into a common denominator. What I mean by common denominator is that these two numbers on the bottom need to be the exact same. So by making them the exact same, we're going to do 2 times 2 so that it equals 4 and 4. But whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. So 2 times 7 equals 14, like you see here. That equals to 5 over 4 to 14 over 4. Now we have the common denominators. All we need to do is take the top two, which are different, and do it 5 to 14. That is your answer, due to the fact you cannot simplify it anymore. Now we have mixed unit ratio, which is, for example, 24 millimeters to 7.2 centimeters. You have to put this into the simplest form. So first, you must convert 7.2 centimeters to millimeters. By doing that, you times it by 10 so that it equals 72. Now that we have them in the same units, we have to divide it to the simplest form, which we can do by dividing by 24 on both sides, which will get you 1 to 3 millimeters. That is the simplest form. Now we have a bit of a trickier ratio. This is 1 to n ratio. Okay, this is a bit trickier, so try and, understand it, but I'll try to help you to understand how this works. So, let's say we have 3.6, 3 to 56 to the form 1 to n. So, first, we put the equation like this, 3 to 56 over 1 to n. Now, we get rid of the 1, so we would divide 3 by 3 to get 1, because we want 3 to equal 1, so that we could find what 56 equals. Now, we would do the same for 56. We would also divide it by 3, which would equal 18.6 recurring. So the answer equals 1 to 18.6 recurring. Let me try and put it in another phrase so you might understand it. If we have 3 to 56 and 1 to n, and we want to get 3 to 56 to equal n, what we would do is, we want to get 3 to equal 1, right? So we would divide that by 3 to equal 1. Same thing, if we do something to one side, you have to do it to the other side. So because we divided 3 by 3, we have to divide 56 by 3. That equals 18.6 recurring. Due to this, n equals 18.6 recurring. So the answer is 1 to 18.6, because n equals 18.6. And that's the answer. Now we have proportional division ratio. This is even more complicated, but we can try and help you out on this. So, an example is Jess, Mo and Greg share £9,100 in the ratio 247. That means that Jess has 2, Mo has 4, and Greg has 7. How much does Mo get? So the first thing you should do is add 2, 4, and 7, which would equal to 13. Then we divide it to get one part. So we would do £9,100 divided by 13 to equal 700. 700 equals 1, but Mo equals 4 parts. So we must do 4 times 700 to equal £2,800. That is what Mo has. If you want to find what Greg or Jess has, you would do the same. 700 times 7, because Greg is 7. And if you want to find Jess, you would do 700 times 2, because that has Jess. If you want to find out that you're correct, you would add the total and it should equal 9,100. That is if you are correct. In this case, you should be correct. If you add 2,800 to 7 times 700 and 7 times 200, they should all equal to 9,100. Scaling up ratios. These are one of the hard but easy if you know how to do it. And I'm going to help you in this part. So this is an example of scaling up ratio. Mrs. Higgins owns Tabby and Ginger cats in the ratio 3 to 5. So that means Tabby cats are 3 and Ginger cats are 5. All her cats are either Tabby or Ginger. She has 12 Tabby cats. Okay? How many does Mrs. Higgins have in total? So 3 times 4 equals 12. So we said that Mrs. Higgins has 12 cats. So we must do 3 times 4, because 3 are Tabby cats. Timesing it by 4 gets us to 12, which is what you want, because she has 12 Tabby cats. If you times this by 4, you must do the same to the other side. So 5 times 4 equals 20. She wants to find the total. So we do 12 plus 20 equals 32 cats. That's the total of cats she's got. Here, this is step by step of how to do this process. First, we do times 3 by 4 to get 12. Like we did here, times 3 by 4 to get 12. Second, we have to times 3 by 4, which on the same, on the other side. So we would do 5 times 4. Whatever we do one side, we must do to the other. So because we times 4 by 3 here, we have to do 4 by 5 here. Third, we add the two numbers up to get the total, which is 32 cats. This is by far one of the hardest ratio questions, and it's the last question I'm going to tell you about ratio. You might have thought that ratio's easy, but you might find it a bit hard when you find this last question. A baguette, this is an example by the way, a baguette is cut into 3 parts in the ratio 1, 2, 5. So, first part 1, second part 2, third part 5. The first piece is 20 centimeters smaller than the third. So that means that 5, minus 28, which is number 1, equals the third. How long is the second piece of bread? Okay, let's figure this out. So, work out how many parts 28 centimeter makes up. So this is the first one. How many parts does 28 centimeter make up? So 28 centimeters equals the third piece minus the first piece, which equals the 5 parts minus 1 part, which equals 4 parts. Like we said over here, first part and the third part. So we have to do third part minus first part, which equals 4 parts. Okay, after we've done that, we have to divide to find 1 part. So 28 centimeters divided by 4 parts, which is right here, equals 7 centimeters for 1 part. We have to multiply to find the length of the second piece. Second piece equals 2 parts. So, because 7 centimeters equals for 1 part, we have to do 2 parts times 7 to equal 14. So the second piece equals 14 centimeters. And that's the end of our ratio. Hope you enjoyed, and like and subscribe for more videos in the future. tomorrow I'll be doing another live stream at 7 p.m. to do with another simultaneous equations. This is a much harder topic. So, like you've seen with ratio, you thought ratio was easy, but it got harder eventually. Well, we're going to be doing the same with simultaneous equations tomorrow. So subscribe, like the video, tune in tomorrow, 7 p.m. we'll be doing simultaneous equations. And don't forget, comment down below if you're stuck with anything. Because if you're stuck with anything, I will reply to you and make a video about what you are stuck in tomorrow, at the same time as my simultaneous equations video tomorrow. So don't forget, comment down below, and also check my channel out on Instagram, which is master_maths. I'll repeat, master_maths on Instagram. Check me out, I'll be posting a lot of content there, a lot of videos, problem solvings and equations on Instagram, so go check me out as well. Anyway, see you later guys, see you tomorrow. This is Master Mathematics.